What's going on, guys? It's AP in the Sneakersafe. I'm here with my co-host Bernie. Welcome to the third episode in the Loop podcast. We back, baby. Got some co-hosts with us today. Got some special guests. Let's introduce the boys at Sample right now, guys.
All right, my name is Drew. I'm the CEO of Sample NYC.
I'm your guy, John.
Ciao, y'all. Welcome. It's our third episode, right? Third episode? Yeah, welcome back, guys. But we got a lot to talk about. Let's talk about some sneakers, streetwear, and everything else in between. So let's get into it, guys. So, we're here at Sample. Queens, New York, represent. Queens get the money, long time, no cash. Remember that. Think about it, guys. What's up with Sample? How we doing with the spot? What's the word?
All right, so Sample, we've been here already 2 years. It's been doing good. I have to say, from us being from Queens, we're the only sneaker store besides like all the other ones like Image.
Shout them out. You can shout them out.
Image and Laced Up, you know. We're the only ones over here doing it for Jamaica. So.
John, how you feel about the spot?
I feel like it sounds good. You know what I mean? We putting off for the neighborhood, you know? We doing the right thing, you know? Moving in the right direction, you know?
Queens kids.
Facts.
I think we all Queens kids here, right?
Yeah,
all Queens kids. Yep.
Born and raised.
Yep.
I pretty much grew up on sneakers since like birth. My parents always had me laced up. Me and my brother laced up with the newest sneakers. Like if I had something, they had to get it from my brother. Vice versa type shit.
Well, who got the better collection?
I don't know.
That's the real question, right? That's the real question. Who got the better collection?
It's tough because it's like there's some stuff that he thinks is better than other opinions that I make of shoes. But at the end of the day, like both our collections are up there.
I buy what I like. You feel me?
As you
I
should.
wear what I like. You know what I mean? I don't buy it because that person's wearing it, you know? I wear it because what I like. You know?
You know a lot of my high school boys.
Yeah.
How is that? I think we first met over. No, I left Laced.
Yeah.
I think I sold some sneakers to you or something.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I remember seeing you back then when you used to do retail.
Yeah.
Well,
At Champs.
Yeah,
At
Champs.
Yeah.
And then you went over to Lace, and then now you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah. You guys doing a great job over here too. Shout
Yeah.
out Queens. That's the number one thing. Shout out Queens. So let's get into it, guys. We're gonna get into some sneakers. Let's talk some new releases. First and foremost, we always gotta start with the number one. Shout out to my favorite shoe. You know how this go. The Bread 85, 2025, guys. The newest Bread one, 85 cut. How do we feel about, what is it, 250 on retail?
250, yeah.
And
Plus
resale's
tax.
looking like what? 500 in some sizes?
450 to 5.
Honestly speaking,
Bigger sizes at like 650.
yeah, for like the yacht sizes, I don't feel like the 500 price tag right now for it is not worth it. It looks like 2013. It feels like 2013, but I can't say that, yeah, let me drop five blue faces just for another Bread that I've seen 8 times over. I mean, the packaging's dope. You know, you still have all the 2016 allure to it, but I just can't justify the $500 price point anymore.
I mean, I'm almost close to paying that resale market for those. But for myself personally, I want that shoe.
How you feel about it, man? I know you have
Y'all
a
know
lot
how I be, man.
What's the word on these?
And I feel about Bread Ones, it's my favorite shoe of all time, but I'm gonna have to go with the 2016s over these, 100%.
110% or just 100?
Oh, he confident.
That's what I'm saying. He doubling down.
Yeah.
But what's that 100% speaking to you for?
Just the build. I don't even like how it's built. It feels like it's rectangular, you know, like the 2016s, it has the nice, you know, got the little curve in the back and the swoop in the front, the smaller swoosh, the tumbled leather. The smooth leather just doesn't do it for me, in all honesty.
I'm not gonna bash the 2016 pair because I had it at one time. But when I saw these in hand, the 2016 is still good, but I just like how this is like, the color is more
Agree.
like
onto
the
the
red.
I
original.
agree. If the 2016 would have been this shade of red, it would have definitely made it a better shoe. But like overall build-wise, I don't know. This one just doesn't do it for me. Plus 2016 right now, you can get it for the 5, if not cheaper than this too. So that's the pick I'm gonna have to go with. above all the other ones. 2013s, DMPs, everything.
John, what do you think? This is 2016.
Honestly, it's not bad, but it's not great. So,
Would you still reach for this at the end of the day?
Yeah, I'll still reach for them. It's something that you could have in your collection. You know what I mean? Especially as a sneakerhead, I think it's awesome to have. You know what I mean?
Top 5 dead or alive? Nah.
I say top 5 dead or alive because that's where it started from. You know what I mean?
That's the shoe for a lot of
that's
people.
Yeah, that's the shoe
That's
for
the
a
shoe
lot
for
of people. You know, because if you wasn't able to get like the 2016 one or the ones before that, 13, you could have the chance to get that pair now. You know,
Even at 500, knowing
I don't think 500.
right.
I don't think
knowing that there's
And
there's others of it.
That's what breaks it for me.
Yeah,
The
500
tag.
is crazy.
The
Copper
ticket
drop. Call it now. Copper drop.
for the 5,
Don't-
drop it.
Sheesh.
I'm
For
copping.
the 5, I'm dropping.
No, I'm copping, dude.
I'm
I'm
copping, yeah.
copping every day.
I got a cop.
I double down on the statement every
Listen,
single time.
But speaking from a man
Every
that has
single time.
10 pairs of the 2016s in his house right now, I'm not buying this one, bro.
Yeah.
Not buying
All right,
this
let's talk about the other one then. Let's talk about the next shoe. How do we feel about this? This and this.
This don't even do it for me either, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
What
to you.
doesn't do it for you?
The
Come
only-
on,
the,
you.
The only thing that's
You're
good,
talking to the Chicago God right now.
the only thing that's good about this is that it's a Chicago for $350 right now.
It's cool.
But is it cool enough to be like, yeah, these are it?
Quality's better too. I'll give
Yeah,
you
the
that.
quality's
is
100%
way
better.
better.
better than Lost
Way
and Found.
better. Yes,
100%.
yes, 100% way better.
How do we feel about the rollout? A lot of people touched it. A lot of people touched the pair.
The whole alert to it, even going up to the release date, was that it wasn't going to be limited.
Well, then again, too, when the first 2 pairs dropped, there was pairs of those,
Yeah.
but people weren't hipped to it as to what Ewing is now. So I'm pretty sure if these dropped with the first 2,
It would have gone crazy.
which one you picking out of that, to be honest?
The black toes.
I'm only picking the blue in these. That black toe is not really it.
Well,
people
I mean,
slept on the blue pair.
Even
Yeah.
we're in 2025 now, bro, and I still think a lot of people would dub a black toe. I would put those above the blue ones, though.
Yeah. I think the blue ones is the best.
I'd still go with the blue pair after that.
Yeah, it's just like,
The holy grail of Foamposite. Where were you at 2012? How old were you at during this time?
at 2012, I was at least 18 or 19. Don't quote me on that, but I was camping out for this shoot on 34th Street in the city.
Not
Not the big one.
the old
The
Empire.
old Empire.
Talk me through that. What was it like camping for those?
All right, I remember it being, I want to say a Saturday or Sunday, right? And I heard there was people already out there lined up. I was like, oh snap. So I hit up one of my boys. I was like, yo, we gotta go make this move. You guys want these shoes? And they didn't believe me. I packed up a little book bag, a little chair. We got over there.
How old were you at this time?
Oh, I want to say 18 or 19.
18, 19, and you out here for sneakers. How many days you camped for?
Damn. I want to say 4. But it was, I did 4 days, but I did like store shifts. So I was there when the store was open, and when the store would close, I'll head back home, wash up, change, and head back out there. Because I know they weren't going to do nothing while store hours being closed. So my whole thing was to be there at least when they open up so they see your face constantly.
They know you was out there.
One day, randomly, everybody got the call, like, yo, tickets during the day. And, bro, everybody was running up the whole 34th Street back and forth. Talking about, like, this is when Foot Action was there on the corner. I got mine from Big Foot Locker on 34th Street. When it was just one floor, not no 2
Across
floor.
the Macy's, right?
Yeah. I got mine there. I remember. Damn.
I think between all of us, we've all camped for shoes before. How do we feel about a camp out now? A lot of these shoes that we see on like the regular retail shelf now, people are camping for these again. You know what I'm saying? Like even this, that's a classic shoe. To this day, I'd still buy that shoe. But now that we see 1, 2, even some of the other shoes we have in the back, the flu games, people are willing to camp for shoes again. I feel like nowadays, that generation, or the generation now, I don't want to sound old, but for lack of a better term, they don't know what a camp out is anymore.
I actually miss campouts.
What's like the upper echelon #1 spot?
I will have to say the Fragment
Jordan 1?
Jordan 1,
Okay. The OG pair.
the OG pair.
Where'd you camp for those?
I camped out by Barclays Center for All-Star Weekend. There was a Foot Locker pop-up.
Brick. I remember there were so many people posting on buying and selling.
Yeah.
Full size, I don't know how, full size run. And they were posting it like they're on the bus and whatever. I'm like, y'all don't know this is like $1,000 shoe
Yeah,
right now?
like, and I was out there just dolly, like.
Oh, so you was trooping it.
Like, I went with homies, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, everybody's for themselves, you know?
Right. John, what shoes you camp for?
Worst? Oh man, the Supreme foams.
Oh, talk me through it.
Supreme.
What happened that,
That
day?
was-
What was that day looking like for John, man?
That was crazy. It was a Friday. I left work early. Like I left at like 11 o'clock. And I called my brother. I'm like, yo, Supreme foams dropping. I gotta go get those. So damn, I forgot where I was. I think I was in downtown or something like that. Downtown Brooklyn. And
This is Old Bowery, right?
yeah.
So
yeah.
you gotta
This
you gotta
is
do
old-
this. You gotta do
this
the
is
spin.
Old
You had to do
Lafayette
the spin.
Supreme, bro.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
small
G-Star
ass
Supreme.
Yeah.
Bro, they built out the helicopters.
Yo, yeah, they brought out the helicopters, everything.
Bro, I was
it's crazy.
seeing-
I was like 15 deep because it was just me and my brothers. We get there, and then I end up seeing people that I know going over there, and then they were like 10 deep.
At what part of the day did you realize like, oh, it's getting real?
Oh man, like probably like.
When they started telling everybody to go to the other side of the
Yeah,
block.
go to the side.
Okay.
They was like everybody go to First Street, go First Street, go First Street.
That Crosby Street one, right?
Bro, I was seeing people from out of state, like,
Yeah.
from like Idaho and shit,
It
bro.
was crazy because one of my mans had a Supreme North Face jacket, and somebody came up to him and was like, "Yo, I think that's my jacket."
No way.
What do you
Yeah.
wait? What do you mean?
He was like, "Yo, I think that's my jacket." But meanwhile, my man's been there since like 8 in the morning with the jacket on.
Right. Oh, so somebody nicked his jacket.
Bro, that's literally the.
But
That's
that's what I'm saying about camping.
Bro, that's the old school. That's the old
that's-
school. Yo, those
that's
look like
just
my size.
Regular camping, you know what I mean? Like just because all this stuff is going on, they trying to get something else now.
There's a lot of
You know what
bad
I mean?
characters in the mix
Yeah.
now. So going back, how do we feel about camping again? Do we think it's good for the culture?
Honestly, I think it's good for the culture because for all these raffles, you don't know who's winning.
Who's getting what?
I think it's good for the culture. I think it brings us.
You want something, you're going to put in that work.
You know what I mean? Especially now that they bringing back like sneakers like this, the Breads, the Galaxies, you know?
It's 2016 all over again.
Yeah, fact.
I'm so used to camping that I didn't mind it because I know majority of the campouts I did do, I was always coming home with the shoe. So, but I used to hate the campouts where you put in work and
You know,
the whole
yeah,
release
nothing.
get shut
You don't
down.
get shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, that's
like-
me with.
And that was with the Supreme camp out. Everything got shut
Yeah,
down.
no,
Yeah.
they
So,
even got
so
them.
They put it
run me through
online.
What happened after? How did you feel after that whole debauchery of just going through the motion, going through the headache? Your man's going through all that too.
I feel like it was just a waste.
Wait, but did your man keep the jacket?
Yeah, of course.
I would hope so.
That's what I was saying.
Disclaimer, I would hope.
Come on, man.
Whenever you
he,
can,
he ain't giving up.
But
his
what
jacket.
was-
Disclaimer, disclaimer.
I need to know what was the fallout of that, because ain't nobody just gonna put up and talk about some, yo, that looks like my jacket.
Nah, hell no. He
what do you
definitely
even
was.
say to that?
He was like, "Yeah, this is not your jacket. You crazy." And then basically all his peoples that he was with was
backed him up?
was on timing. It
That's
was on
good.
timing, you know.
Queens was outside.
Yeah, because I
he
was about to
definitely
say.
outside, you know.
There was one time, I think you came for Neon 95s. And I remember when that shoe dropped, that shoe dropped for, I think, Air Max month?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, that was an Air Max month drop. But there was a raffle system for it. Disclaimer for Champs, just know, I don't work for Champs anymore. But just know, back then, raffle was rigged. It's probably rigged now, but I'm very with you and very transparent. It's rigged at one point. Not to say I can't hold you guys down, but it's rigged. Long story short, I came across Drew, our first retail experience, through the Neon 95s. And sometimes with certain releases, we'll have leftover pairs. That's point blank the truth of it. Old Foot Locker, 3 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all of us know 3 p.m. Saturday, pull up, whatever's left over, make the line, right? At one point in certain campouts, you'll have those characters that kind of keep the peace. Whether it's not a store employee, just a random on the campout with you. I feel like the community really needs that, because at the end of the day, we're gonna have 15-year-olds at one point that like the whole hobby too.
Bring back midnight releases.
But then you
that was where it was at.
correct, and I agree with you guys. But you gotta realize
Now you gotta be there the whole day.
there's a new demographic again. We're not 15-year-old kids kicking it on the block anymore.
Yeah, we can't do that shit. You can't just cut school.
True.
Even with how school's set up now, even if they were to cut,
The
Alright,
cops
so-
actually pull up on them now, man.
But like midnight releases, they were cool. And for the people who couldn't make midnight releases, could have just done them all. 7 a.m. release.
I don't even think there's any like outside chapter Foot Lockers like that anymore. The only one I can think of is Jackson Heights.
Oh, there's a few. There's a lot.
Where?
Atlas,
Ciao Alice,
Bay Terrace.
New Loves. I was
But
trying to
it's
get them
still
over
a
there.
part of like a. Atlas is
Oh, you're
pretty
talking about
much
like a
little-
mall?
like a little mini mall kind of thing.
Oh,
Talk about like
so-
your
Like,
just
just like in
your
the
local
Oh,
neighborhood
outside.
Foot Locker.
Oh,
bro.
yeah. City Line,
Oh,
Fulton,
Max, Sports Lane.
Fulton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
I
were
can't
really.
do nothing city, bro. City jeans, city,
City
bang,
jeans.
they always fuck you up. They always fuck you up, man. Especially city jeans. Taxing. Matter of fact, for the bread ones, 2016, they were charging $350. Mind you, at the time they was what, like $160?
Yeah, retail.
They was charging $350. I was third in line, bro, in 2 different lines, and that shit
Oh, for
it
the
got
26
clipped.
yeah, you camped out for 2016.
It got clipped. 'Cause
Shout out QCM Foot Locker.
somebody got speared into the Foot Locker doors. That's why they don't have doors no more.
Yeah, I had a lot of campouts. Successful.
2013, I got done dirty at the old Champs. No, it wasn't no, it was Finish Line at the corner by the massage people.
But it's not.
That's
was this?
That's when I worked.
This is old Finish Line, bro. When they still jacked the little running guy logo.
Oh,
That's old Finish Line, bro.
facts.
I was there for 6 months. It's cool.
Have you handled the release over there?
No, I was just an employee, but I left Finish Line because they didn't hold me down.
What release was that for?
2012 White Cement 4s.
Damn.
I never asked them to hold me down for a shoe. This one time I told them, yo, I really want this shoe, and I don't want no discount. Pay the retail, just hold me down. It was like, oh, you got to speak to the manager. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I went in the morning to Champs right across Finish Line, copped my shoe, never came to my shift later that day.
Yeah.
That's it.
It was like that. You just.
I
Yeah,
don't blame him, bro.
yeah,
He's
no more
That's
Finish Line.
crazy.
light
dude.
up the split,
That's
bro.
it.
But wait, the Champs just held you down, or you did like the lineup?
No, I did the lineup, 7 in the morning, got my shoe, went back home, never came back to work.
That's
I respect it.
crazy.
I respect it.
Crazy.
I would have done the same.
I would have done the
Oh,
same
for
thing, bro.
real?
But my employees already knew Drew not coming back. They called me like once, but then after that, they never reached out again. But it is what it is. I mean, you know?
With the whole retail experience, do you think releases should go back? Like, say for instance, a Nigel hits the Foot Locker, or like, say for instance, we get Foamposites at House of Hoops again. Do you feel like a lot of these releases should go back to also not only promote camping and going to the local Foot Locker or the mall or whatever again? 'Cause to be honest with you, this ain't touch no Foot Locker.
No.
This ain't touch no retailer. This definitely don't touch no retailer. But why do we not see this again, that again at a Foot Locker? When these are like literally the shoes, like, dude, I'm camping at Foot Locker at 3 in the morning to get my hands on this, to get my hands on that, or to get my hands on that.
Well, 5's released pretty much everywhere. The problem is when you get to stuff like, I mean, I can understand why they want to go with the boutiques and stuff for the collabs, but a regular retro should be touching Foot Lockers. Should be going to Champs, should be going to all these local stores. Maybe not, you're not gonna give them like 500 pairs of it or whatever, but some pairs should be hitting the retailers. Yeah, for sure. I mean, they do the online raffle system anyway, so it's not like, back in the days, they just backdoor and black cement threes to one person for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, that still happens now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they still do that.
Whoever don't run an EQL raffle, you already know what they're doing.
Especially with raffles though, like with the whole Instagram comment raffle thing. I think that's bullshit. I never trusted
It's
that.
just gaining attractions
That's all it is.
that they want.
I
Follows
trust the
and
Google
attraction.
form raffles more than the tag 5 friends and post on your story. Like, I was in school. I was like, yo, this is probably bullshit anyways, but whatever, I did it. And then the next day I woke up from a nap to a call from them saying, come pick up the pair. And at the time, Yeezys were hitting what? Like, they were hitting a band out the door.
Band out
Oh,
the
they
door.
were up there.
And it was a size 5, bro. That's how
Oh,
much
the base size.
That's how much bullshit I thought that
They
raffle
was
was,
up
bro. I
there
entered for some
because
random size.
I was cashing out Turtle Doves first base size, like size 5, size 6. I was paying like 800.
And with
Like a
retail,
month, 2 months later, I'm selling that shit for $2,000.
Hell yeah.
and they were, and like I said, that release, touch resale store.
Zebras,
Foot Locker.
I sold one, I think, for like 1,400.
Shout out the guy, you know who you are. We all know what I'm talking about with the crazy trade. But goddamn whoever talked him into that shit, man. Yo, that brother gave up his life for those zebras.
Oh,
That brother gave up, what was it, like chocolate 750s,
he gave up.
gray 750s,
Dude.
pirate blacks, a couple Jordans.
yo,
Was it like a Nike Yeezy in there
Some
too, bro?
shit, yeah, some shit.
Bro, like, I pray for you every day, man. Whoever you are.
Wherever you are.
You know who you are, man.
just
But
Just
just know,
know.
that I can get those zebras for like $50 now, bro.
if you don't know, there is a very infamous clip. Whatever your name is, God bless your soul, wherever you be at, that man traded, what, 6 pairs? 6 good pairs. We're talking
That was
about
like 15 to 20 pairs that he traded for them,
2017.
bro.
Go rewind it to 2017. You can only imagine the trade that went down for a pair of zebras. With retail,
Then it was the only time it happened, bro.
correct. And it's caught on it's caught on camera. So wherever you may be, God bless. Going back to retail, right? I feel like we all had this allure to QCM. I feel like between where we were at, whatever time we were at, QCM had this very special place for a release. From looping to the little kid resellers to even COVID at one point. I feel like we all have a personal attachment to QCM.
Remember, was it Footland or Footco in the basement?
Footland. Footland.
okay.
Yeah, in the
I don't even
basement.
remember that store,
Yeah,
bro.
facts.
That's when Urban Outfitters was in Queen Center Mall.
Yeah.
Oh, on the where the Shake Shack is now.
On the old side.
Yeah, in
Yes,
the basement,
yes,
there
yes,
used to be
okay.
a sneaker store called Footland or Footco back in the days.
Damn, I
Yeah,
don't even remember that one, bro.
that they had the Thunder Four. Was it the Thunder Fours?
So yeah, the Thunders.
Yeah, in a
Thunders.
glass display.
Yeah.
Only one size though.
No one, yo.
Only one size for sale?
Only one size for sale. Wait.
So they took all the other pairs?
So every
Because
other pair.
no, because that shoe back then was exclusive.
Yeah, Thunder Force, yeah.
Yeah.
We took it for granted when it came out again. We took it, everybody took it for granted, bro.
It was like they slept on them, but they, you know what I mean? They kind of did it, you know?
Knowing how the line gets down for any of the Reese's, we used to get Travis's at like any of the Foot Locker chapter stores. Do you feel like we should have the exclusive release back in Foot Locker?
Yeah, because I see a lot of boutiques are now getting.
I feel like 80% of the releases these days are gonna be in Dover and
Yeah, Kith,
Extra Butter.
Concepts, all of those stores.
And even dealing with lineups over there, they'll have a raffle system.
Yeah,
It's just getting into the spot now. Because even with Kith, shout out them, I remember some of the releases, you'll still have a raffle system, but the line's out the door. Like, all right, dude, like, how many pairs is there? Am I actually gonna get my pair? Because there was a lot of times, even outside of it,
yeah. I would hear that you win a raffle, but you're not in the store within a certain time frame, but not even because of you, it's because on their end, you still won't get your pair.
Which is crazy at one point.
Yeah.
Well, there's like a cutoff.
Yeah.
Well, cut off in the sense of like you had to be in the store purchasing it.
Yeah, within that time
window.
frame.
Regardless if you was outside in the line or not, you had to be in the store purchasing your shoe. If the cutoff was $2.59 and you're there in the store at 3, or even if you're on the line at $2.58, you're not getting your shoe.
Yeah.
Damn.
So you took a L.
That's a weird ass system. I'm not gonna lie. I never heard of that one.
That's old Kith.
The only release I ever got at Kith was the white Yanet.
And did you even line up for that?
Bro, it was the old Kith too when they did the
By
custom
Atrium?
Nike tees and all that. I just walked in one day and I said, bro, I didn't even know what they were. I didn't even know what they were.
How old were you at the time?
Bro, I don't even know. This is a minute ago. Well, Yanets is what, like 2015?
Probably.
And then I found out they flipped.
And did you flip them?
And I flipped them, of
How
course.
much you flip them for?
Bro, at the time I think it was like 300.
Jesus.
250, like 280, 300.
Help us all.
There was no online eBay, none of that. I flipped it in school.
In school?
In school, yeah.
To who?
So one of my boys.
That's crazy. You took your boy's check of 300.
Of course.
I respect.
You got to, bro.
respect.
He wanted the item. I had the item.
What'd you spend after?
Huh? I don't even know. But I probably spent it on some shit. I don't know.
Probably on McDonald's or
Probably like a
something.
couple of $1 pizza slices with chicken. You know what I mean?
Yo, I'ma feed the block today. We just got paid, brothers.
Or a couple of bacon, egg, and cheese breakfasts in the morning, man. You know how that goes.
Shout out eggs. I don't know how much you are now, but god damn, why are you
Well, bacon, egg, and cheese is like $10 now, bro. So that lets you know how much.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I do miss campouts because you will camp out and you won't sell a shoe for $20 after you put in all that work.
That's another
You
thing.
got people these days that just click online,
They'll sell
wait for the
five
shoe.
beans.
Yeah, I'm cool with like $5. Bro, you're killing the whole market. But I feel like if you put in that work, you're not gonna be. I'm not gonna settle for this. So I'm
But
over.
you know what? At the same time, I feel like that helps us. Because if they quick to dump it for a $5 profit, once all of that is out the way, then it's just us.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
I mean,
yeah.
granted, sometimes it'll bounce back, sometimes it'll, take
Cause like
it.
this shoe, when it first dropped, I sold it. I sold it for $12.50.
People were
that was
trading.
that was like
they
the
were
low
trading
end.
their cars for this joint. They was trading their cars for this
And
joint.
$4.50 is still a very valid fucking price for those.
And then
Exactly.
they came out not too long ago, and how much they going for?
Well, they were
Like
up there at the
4,
beginning. They were going for like 6, 5.
Child District 1, $700 out the rip.
But they
But now
they still weren't going for
now
the
they're costing
stack and better.
400. Yeah.
You know?
Do you feel like shoes will touch a stack again? Well, not even a stack, just
Like a regular release to touch a rack again?
I don't think
Depends.
so.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
speaking of almost touching a rack, our last release, pretty sure you guys already see it. We always do it for Queens. Shout out Nigel with the Bikey Air release, a very coveted shoe, but it does come with its quarrels. The release, the rollout. Come on, Nigel. It's a Queen shoe, dude. Why are we in the middle of nowhere with this? I get it. Trust me and believe me. I get it.
Nah, Sneakers press release was valid.
But come on, dude. So as tradition, before we get into this coveted Nigel release, you already know what we have up here. Shout out our boy LeBron. Shout out the King. We know it's Hennessy, but first and foremost, it's always gonna be and forever the LeBron Julio. And in traditional fashion, we're in Queens. You know how we get down with Hennessy. We gonna take a shot for y'all. Come drink with us too, if you're over the age of 21. If you're under 21 and you're watching along and you wanna play the drinking game with us, get a Capri Sun, get an Arizona. Matter of fact, get a bottle of water. Drink responsibly. Remember, Hennessy, Ron Julio. Find your wild rabbit. Sponsor us, please and thank you. Now, gentlemen, let's enjoy some Hennessy. Come on,
He's
boys.
looking at the shot.
Y'all
He's
already
like,
knew what was up today, guys. Come on, we in Queens. We got the hen rock going.
Oh, watch the shoe. Watch
You
the
lucky
shoe.
we're just drinking Hennessy
I'm over
today.
here
We would have
worried.
been
I'm
had a
over here
whole
worried about-
setup with some other stuff.
You're worried about getting the Hennessy on my
I'm not gonna lie though, you shouldn't have got the Queen's Nas bottle.
We could have done that. Shout out.
done
Nas is
Nas
like,
battle.
you know what I'm saying? Yo, whoever Nas is, shout out Queensbridge,
Facts.
shout out all my soldiers in Queensbridge, matter of fact, for the one time. 90% of my staff at Champs was from Queensbridge. Shout out y'all for being the dream team. But in light of all that, cheers.
Cheers.
To the Bron Julio.
Bendición.
Bendición. Shout out them.
Shout out the bendiciones.
Nigel, this is for your drop. Oh, days.
Ooh.
Woo!
It's been a minute since I drank some Henny.
Oh, man.
I just want to chill.
Yo, wherever that guy is, too. Shout out him. But let's get into it, guys. Chill. Hands on chill.
Yo, I forgot about that dude, bro.
So, how are we feeling about the colors, the rollout, and everything in between?
Well, it did not brick.
It did not brick. Shout out that it did not brick. Surprisingly.
I don't know. We'll find out soon.
What's retail? What was retail?
225, I think.
225.
Pretty-
Okay.
They was taxing.
Yeah.
Really? You
Not-
think that's taxing?
That's tax.
For what you get out of this?
What do you get out of it?
Dude, you get a premium release.
I don't know, bro.
What makes you
I mean,
hesitate?
outside of
These were up there too.
yeah, but come on.
But what justifies this being 250, this being 250, and this being 250?
If you wear baggy pants, you have Chicago's. That's what justifies it, bro.
Nah.
But at least, you know, all jokes aside, at least it's a union collab. You complete a trifecta with it. This is kind of like, it's cool if you got the SB4s. If you like the SB4s, then this fits in. Now, that's a whole other story on its own, bro. 250 for some ones is, especially those ones, is kind of like,
Do we feel like 250 is a reasonable reason?
But would you pay a bag for like 94s or 85s?
Probably not. Probably not, to be honest. That's the thing. I never really bought into having the OG version of it. Like, of course, it would be like I would love to have them, you know, just as a collector's piece. But outside of that, like, I'm not gonna buy it to just wear it around, like, you know, all these other homies and sneaker cons.
That's how I feel now. Like a lot of people are trying to go back and grab the OGs, whether it's a 1, a 3, 4, etc.
But that's the thing. Now there's cooked pairs, and they want like four bands out of it, 3 bands out of it, depending what it is, the size. Now, is this gonna be cool in like 20 years? Probably.
Is that gonna be cool in 20 years?
Who knows?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one. It's gonna be
I
one
think
of
it's
those.
within the style now.
It's a dope
That's right.
shoe,
It's a dope-
but
yeah.
I just feel like
This is an extension of the
it
SB4.
falls into a red category shoe. Like
Do you feel like we're
So,
tired of red?
Nah, if it's original, I don't think so. But like to me, like looking at it, like growing up, buying like OG sneakers and like stuff like that. To me, this is like it's a retro plus.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's a retro plus.
Does Nigel having the cosign on it do anything for you? Especially because Queens,
Of
first and
course.
foremost.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, I feel like that, for what it stands for, is why I like sneakers. You know, it represents a person that, for the most of us, we're from the same hood.
That's what I'm saying. Like the rollout for it was, you know, pretty decent. The actual release of it was actually cool.
a lot of people that I saw that hit,
Oh, they weren't from.
They don't
weren't
know-
from my hood.
they don't know
And
nothing.
it was more like celebrities and stuff like that.
they don't know nothing about the Coliseum block. They're like, oh,
They don't.
what's this? What's this?
A lot of them
They
that
don't
was
know
probably their
that,
first
bro.
time on the Ave ever.
They
I
don't know how.
remember growing up, going to the Ave with my older siblings and going to get all the countdown packs.
I was buying tees 5 for $20 from the Indians.
Shout them. Shout,
5 for
Yo, but
$20.
I think it's fire because it's a 4. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nah,
You can't go wrong with a Jordan.
It's a dope shoe.
It's dope.
But I
Don't get me
just
wrong,
dope, but-
I like these ones too. The ones were dope.
Yeah.
But it also, the thing is with his releases, is it fits into a trend every time he does it.
Yeah.
Like when did the ones come out?
Cool.
Like how separated was it from the off-white release, or like the distressed vintage release?
But
Yeah,
even when
we still in the vintage.
even when the
distressed era.
Nigel ones came out, they didn't really have that much like talk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they actually gave him that push.
So let's talk about it because Nigel drops an RM model, you know? After all of that, with this coming into view now, if he didn't have that RM model run, does this shoe still hit?
I don't even think that RM model counts, bro.
It's still a
To
floor
me,
though.
to me, the RM is like the equivalent of you having the futures. It was an 11, but was it an 11?
But that's what I'm saying. You slap
You know-
cosign after cosign. Is the shoe really what the shoe is being put on the floor for? Yeah, it's Nigel. It's the story is great. You take all that away, does this shoe still hit?
I don't think I've ever seen anybody wear those RMs like genuinely.
I wear mine all the time. My gray pair, clean. That
Is that
green.
his actually collab, or is it like the,
No,
the
it's
GR
it-
release?
No, it's just he has his two colorways, the green and the gray.
Is it actually his model, or is it just like a model that he's like
It's
endorsing?
his colorway on the model.
But that's what I'm
If that
saying.
makes
though,
sense. Because that's like this.
It's like just
This is not
the
his
same
model.
exact- it's the same
He
exact
just the
way.
colorway
It's
on
the
the.
same concept.
Yeah.
You have his
Well,
cosign.
you know-
This is not his.
Let me put it like
That
this.
whole this is the whole silhouette is the fours. You know what I'm saying?
But the way I see this is the same way you would see the Costin pairs, or even that old Navy pair that had the swoosh at the front. That's pretty much how I see it.
Copper drop.
I'll cop them. I'll cop them, rock them once, and that's it.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to give him the boot for Queens, bro.
That's crazy.
I
I'ma have
respect
to-
it though.
I'ma have to
I
pass on it,
respect
I ain't gonna lie.
I respect it.
Shoe of the year? Yes or no?
Nah.
This isn't even a contender for shoe of the year, man. I don't even think the Bread Ones is a contender for shoe of the year.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta.
Is it a coveted sneaker? It's like what? This is the thing. It's one of those niche things. Anything niche is gonna be worth something, but is it actually like? Is it gonna be valued?
You see sneakers like this, it shows like where the sneaker game is at now.
Where do you feel like it's at?
It's not the same as before. 'Cause
Collab on collab on
once they
collab.
started making different color pair of sneakers, that's where the whole retro plus comes in. It's a retro plus, you know what I mean? And for the new generation that's getting into the sneaker game, this is the stuff
This
they
is
like.
it. This is what
this
they
is
like.
what they like.
The,
You know what
the
I mean?
kids are the number one right now.
That's what they like. You know?
Listen, bro. SBs has already been up. Who's been talking about an SB dunk so far?
Think about it. Look at the.
And this wouldn't be here without the SB dunk.
Think about in just fashion in general too. When we was growing up, right? We was wearing baggy clothes and everything, right?
Tim's.
Then in high school days, we was wearing skinny jeans. What's coming back now? Baggy clothes again.
Yeah.
Because it's the new generation
We
never
wear
got
fitteds.
to experience that, so now they experiencing it.
I remember when
Feel
fitteds
me?
was 2 for $30. Now they $50 each.
I'm not gonna lie though. His RM, that green pair.
Those are fire.
If he threw that green on here,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be crazy.
The one that looks like the SB4s?
It's like an olive. Nah,
It's like an olive.
It's like an
Yeah.
olive. Yeah.
Oh,
it's like a hunter, like a
I'm
hunter.
over here
Yeah.
thinking, because he did one that's dead as just the SB4 without the 4 on top. That's what I thought you were talking about.
That's the RM, right?
Nigel,
Yeah, he did it on RM.
if you're watching, you did great. First and foremost, you did great.
He didn't design
He
it.
did good. I'm just saying it could have
Yo,
been.
shout out to you, Nigel. Queens get the money. You feel
Long
me? You did your
time.
thing. You did
This
your
is
thing.
this is an individual accomplishment, bro. I don't share this with you.
No, I agree. Yo,
I would-
if you were, hear me out. If you were given the opportunity to just, all right, let me just drop a shoe. You have all the bells and whistles.
I wouldn't have made that bitch orange.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't look at this and be like, you know what? All right, here's your flowers. Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Like if you're choosing a colorway, bro, and this is what
Honestly,
you got,
the most
I'd be a little
fire
upset.
thing is this.
Is
on the
this?
back.
Is this? It's this.
But if
That's
you,
what
literally
the
this.
most fire
but if you're
thing.
wearing baggy pants, you can't see
Like
that.
you
can't even see it.
Can't see it.
Yep.
So with even like hits like
Chicago.
this, you know, you got different mid panels. I'm telling you, dude, Nigel, you did great on this. Now, would I want to see a better release for the people in Queens? Of course. And I know there's an agenda up there, but I'm gonna speak from a kid from actually Queens. You resonate with this message. Get it to the right people. That's all we ask you to do. Get it to the right people.
It's gonna break, bro. It's okay. You'll get it.
I'm telling you, man, this shoe of the year, bro. Any other shoe that comes out after this, not to say it's not gonna be good, there's gonna be a lot of great colors, but for what it does, this is why the culture needs to keep going.
What I gotta say is, Foamposites need
I'm not
to
even
start
gonna say
coming back
nothing.
out. Foamposites need to start making it
Well,
come back.
pearls are dropping.
Fire. I think those are going to
Cough
be
drops
stupid.
are dropping again, bro.
Nah.
They are.
Yeah.
No, it's like November or
'Cause
something.
I heard
Cough
it was
drops
a-
is dropping back up.
No, it's a copper cough drop.
Yeah, it's
A
different.
copper
it's not
cough
the
drop.
original
It's not the
cough drop.
original
What
cough
does that
drop.
mean by
Copper
drop?
upper with the red
Red
cough
bottom.
drop
Oh,
bottom.
we're gonna start doing this now. Okay.
That's what's dropped.
I just want electric blue foams. Let's not do this anymore.
We need
You know what's crazy?
the pros to start coming back
know what's
out with
crazy?
the check.
That, so
With the check.
We need
let's
the,
have
dropping.
we need the OG
Yes.
gum.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Fo-
Electric blue Foamposite Pros, bro.
Don't,
Bro.
see, if you started wearing foams at that era,
You
Nah.
don't know what happened before that.
yeah,
Bro, I was wearing foams at the fighter jet era.
bro, you
the
had people
pink
throwing
ones.
pink laces on
Yeah,
electrical
that was
foams,
bad,
bro.
bro. That,
Bro,
they
that-
messed up the Foamposite era.
That was just
Okay.
a sign of the times because that's like LeBron just goes to Miami type shit.
That's the reason why everybody bought those foams.
But think about it like this. But think about it. But
he got you there. No, he got
hold on, listen to this.
All right, I'm
though.
gonna let you cook. I'm gonna let you
Listen
cook.
to this,
I'm gonna let
listen
you
to
cook.
this.
I'm gonna let you cook.
He's clowning the Foamposite Pros with the pink laces. But
No.
nowadays, everybody gets a fucking mocha and they put in pink laces on those.
Not me.
But it's still a
what
thing
you-
though.
But that's where the disconnect
the
is.
disconnect.
That's where the
Listen,
disconnect is.
I just like the electric blue.
Maybe 'cause I'm
I
old
wasn't one of the
head.
ones throwing the hot pink laces on them.
Cat.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
Bro, I never seen one person wear that foam posit without pink laces, bro. The electric blues.
Think about the type of people you saw putting the pink laces on. Shit, bro, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, bro. Just like I'm not putting pink laces on no mochas, but somebody is. I'm not putting pink laces on every Travis I get, but somebody is. It's a sign of the
There's a
times, bro.
disconnect.
That's all it is.
It's
That's
with the
what I was
kids.
going to before, yeah.
Because me, I genuinely just like enjoyed the whole electric pack. The what is it, the limes,
Yeah, electric green.
electric
Yeah.
greens,
Yeah,
electric
yeah.
blues.
Blues.
That was literally my first exposure to Foamposite Pros.
Oh.
Besides just the regular Foamposite one.
Cause you got the pine greens are coming out again. Those is tough. That had the streets going crazy.
Like when Foamposites started coming out.
I ain't gonna front
I
the
was
brick.
like a freshman in high school when the toppers came out. Those
I wasn't even around for
stupid.
yeah.
Bro, when Wale,
Shout out
Those are
Wale
the-
for the one time. First and foremost, shout out him. But
bro, when he had those coppers on,
It changed. Yeah.
Right. I
That
was
shit
like-
changed the Foamposite game right
it was
there.
like, yo, I
Wale
need
from
those, I need
DC,
those.
right?
Yeah, DC.
There you go.
You changed the
DC
game
foam
right
foam
there.
heads over there.
Bro, but those.
And that's when they started making all the colorways
Mm-hmm.
and everything.
But even Dr. Dooms and the UNCs are fire though.
I'm not a fan of Dr. Doom.
No?
What?
Nah, those
UNC's is cool,
Mm-hmm.
but Dr. Doom, I feel like it's too basic.
So we feel like Foamposite is the next model coming in again.
They should. If it isn't, they should.
Cause there is some crazy pro colorways. Like
there's a lot of
the
crazy
original
colorways.
red with the black.
Yeah, those are fire.
Those
With-
are fire.
with-
Black
Oh, the
black-
metallic reds
black-
with the black
But
bottom.
do you feel like we'll fall short down the line when they retro the other colors?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
They've been retroing the other colors just sporadically.
I think.
How many
I think
Royals
now,
have they dropped?
After that, it's gonna start. They're gonna start expanding. So the people that didn't get to experience that, they're gonna start.
I need them to
after that.
redrop Weatherman foams. I don't like them, but I just want to see them again in the store, bro.
Nah.
Weatherman foams.
I think Weatherman, Spider Jets,
All those?
those camel
Spider-Man
outfits.
foams? Oh yeah, plug in.
I felt like when they started getting into like those kind of colorways and stuff and those.
Oh, like those concept
Yeah,
colors?
no.
Okay. So you just want one color on a Foamposite. This is where it gets crazy.
No, not the one color, just like the original colorway. Just like the Jordans. Just like the original Jordans, same way.
Yeah, like the red pros, the blue pros, the black pros,
Yeah.
the Duncan silver pros.
Yep.
If Jordan was to release this color 700 times, like I said, I'll die by this statement. I will buy this shoe every time. Do you only want to see original colors now?
Yeah. That's like the Air Max 95 neons. Every time they come out, I'm always buying them.
Respectful.
I need the
trust
pink
me.
foams. The pink foam 95s is
You
my
gotta
thing.
think about it, just like when people buy like white ups. You could never miss with white ups. You can't.
If you was buying them.
You can't miss
I was
with
just
white
having
ups.
them.
Why you think when Supreme was smart when they came out with it? What they did, just put Supreme on the side of it, gave
And
you laces.
Speaking of, they have
150.
Supreme is the only. Here's the thing: the Supreme Air Force. That is the only mold that still does the 07. That they are the. So if you know and you really care about shoes, John is speaking the Bible right now.
I'm
Having
I'm
people
telling
that bought those
you, he
didn't
is
know
speaking
that.
the Bible right now. If you really look at it, the Supreme Air Force is the only model that still does the 07 Air Force.
Facts.
All these new whatever Air Force, color code C, whatever, nah, dude.
This motherfucker
You
knows
right,
his
yo,
SKUs.
you wear the regular ones once, cook.
Cook.
That's
But
it.
that Supreme Air Force,
Yep.
it still hold up like we back in
Well,
07.
it does, because I wear my black pair, bro. Like,
And it
all the
don't-
time.
It 10
Still
toes
Gucci.
down by definition. That is the shoe.
Facts.
And like I said, this model, any retro, whatever, buy what you like. Because whatever you really look into, if you are a real sneakerhead, regardless if this was to drop 250 times, regardless if this was to drop whatever amount of times, buy what you like. That's how you keep the culture alive. Regardless of the camp, I did the loop, I made X amount of money, buy what you like. That's how we keep this alive, guys.
Yeah, don't worry about the shoe sitting on shelves still. If you like the shoe, just go buy it.
Buy it, bro. Don't buy it
Like-
because he got it,
Or
celebrity got
celebrities
it.
wearing it, you
Buy
know,
what you
just-
like.
I'm talking crazy, but I'm wearing the Mets Wallabies, bro. That's how it gotta be.
Yeah, you buy what
Yeah,
you
you
like.
buy what you like,
Yeah.
right?
Because at the end of the day, what's the point? To get fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get fly in
That-
whatever
but-
means necessary.
But not just get fly, but you gotta get fly in your own way.
And your
Correct.
own way.
Yeah,
You gotta get
Correct.
fly in your own way, bro.
So wrapping it up, we're buying what you like. Run through a fit. It's your host with the most. Calm fits today. You probably see me 700 times in this godforsaken Capital denim, but we still have it on. You know what I'm saying? But we got the armors today, a little bit, Hennessy stains. I don't know what club I was at. Probably Pianos. Fix it up over there. You know who you are up there. But yeah, got some Hennessy stains on here with the armors. Shout out my boys. Remember, hope. Hope is the number one thing, guys. But remember, hold on, brother. Pain ends.
We got the Don C Jordan 2s, little black cargos, Carhartt hoodie, something light on the head, Don C,
Yo,
You know,
show
if you
that
know,
crown.
you know, you know.
Show that crown, show that crown, show that crown, show that crown. Yeah.
The snakeskin brim.
Run me down the fit, John.
Today I was on a little jog. I got some Sean Weatherspoon 97s on. You know what I mean? I got my brand Force Focus. You feel me? Right here.
Shout them out. Where can they find you, John? Where are you?
On Instagram at Force Focus __ you know what I mean? Apply for Future Focus, man. Come on. It's a
That's a fact.
lifestyle.
That's a fact. Talk your shit, kid. Talk your shit.
Yeah, he actually bought those here too.
Yeah, I bought these here too. You feel me? So,
Matter of fact,
Support
where we
local
at?
Business.
yeah.
We at Sample New York, 109-25 Jamaica Avenue,
Big
Richmond
Queens.
Hill, New York, 11418. That's a fact, Big Queens. We open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 7. DMs is always open. Shoot us a DM and stuff like that. But come check us out. J Train on 11th
Great
Street.
peoples
Stop.
over here. Shop with them, man.
Yeah.
Shop with them. It's all love on this side. Big Queens. We always get the money. No hezzy. John, Drew, Bernie. Shout out to the people who closing it out. Where can they find y'all, John? Where can they find y'all?
You can find me at forcefocus __. You feel me? You can shop forcefocusclothing.com. All right, please get the money. You feel me?
All right, so you can find me at Sample New York, or check out our website, samplenewyork.com, 24/7.
Anything you need, he got it. Most likely, even if you don't know what you want,
He still got it.
he
You
got
gonna
it,
find
bro.
something.
He gonna find something for you.
And if you
Why?
got something you don't want, you got
Bring it
cash
here.
for you too.
He got everything for you, brother. Pull up. Bernie, where can they find you?
You can find me at Tizat Bernardo on Instagram and Grail, eBay. You know what I mean?
Talking shit,
Y'all
keep
want,
talking
you
shit.
know what I'm saying? Y'all want to buy a couple of fitteds or some old capitals? It's all there.
$900? $900 for this?
Shout out to Texas Rangers. I'm gonna go out there, show y'all some love. If you know, you know.
Before we let you go, there's lore to this hat.
Oh man. Shout out whoever came up with this design, but shout out even more whoever let it be produced, but even more than that, whoever actually shipped this out. The Tetas Texas Rangers hat will live on.
Yo, take the swig of the brown seat.
Matter of fact, we gotta
Matter of
take
fact,
we gotta take a shot.
swig it, bro.
We gotta take a shot. We gotta take a
We
shot
gotta
for the Texas
swig it, bro.
Rangers, man. We're not gonna get into numbers, but that is gonna be the
Just know.
that is the best flip of my life. I will never be able to get a greater flip than that, bro, until the day I die.
Damn, that flip is better than winning a parlay. Bro.
Yo, for real? You basically charged a $30 parlay.
The only thing that I could compare that to is like getting a Red October for retail, but that's how I felt like.
Damn, it's like
It's like that, bro.
It's like that,
It's
brother.
like that, bro.
Oh, I actually got a Red October for retail.
Damn, bro.
Another story for a different day, right, guys?
I can pull up my Nike receipt too.
See, and this is the difference. This is the difference. Drew got receipts. A lot of y'all kids out here, yeah, I bought on StockX. I bought it on the
They're gonna
X.
start getting exposed.
Nah. Brothers, to Queens. Episode 3. It's your host with the most, AP. With the sneaker safe, we got Bernie, Drew, John. This for all of y'all.
For the Rangers.
Later, y'all.